Baby's as big as a cabbage, and Mama is relieved for all sorts of reasons. It's week 25. Okay, before I begin, I wanted to introduce my new t-shirt. Okay, yeah. Mike got this for me for my birthday. He thought I'd like it, and of course, I do. Okay, let's dive into the update. If you're new to these videos, each week I talk about the physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of this pregnancy, and let's start with the physical. Physically, I'm doing great. I do have to say I huff and puff if I go up too many stairs or like I'm really too physical, but I think that's really natural and normal with pregnancy. My energy's been good. It's been very even throughout the day, which I'm super grateful for. We have changed some things up in the household. We dropped Griffin's nap. And the reason why is because it was getting later and later in the day, like 3 o'clock, and then it was going into like 5:30. And sometimes we'd have to wake him up. And then trying to get him back down at like 8:30, 9 was getting harder. And he was also waking up sometimes in the middle of the night, and it was just getting kind of goofy. So I'm like, why don't we just try just taking it out and just putting him to bed a lot earlier? So we are putting him to bed at 7 o'clock, which is so early. I cannot remember the last time he's gone to bed this early, and it's been such a gift because Mike and I actually have a night together. We can sometimes just do dinner together by ourselves, or we can watch a movie. I'm reading a really good novel, and it's just been awesome. In terms of cravings, the only thing I've really been going for this week is hummus, which is so weird. That's not usually a food that I really gravitate towards, but I am just loving hummus. So I've got to look it up, like what nutrient is in it or whatever, but it's just so delicious. I think the biggest reason why I love it is it's such a great carrier for raw veggies. So with like carrot sticks or cucumbers or peppers, it's just so delicious. And I've also been using it as a salad dressing, and it's so easy. All I do is take like a couple dollops of hummus. I mix a little bit of like it's kind of a grainy mustard, and then just a little bit of water, a dash of salt, a dash of pepper. You just mix it up to like the consistency that you want, and it's kind of like a creamier style dressing, but it's super delicious and it's really healthy for you. So that's been fun. But now let's do the belly shot. Emotionally, I am super relieved, grateful, happy, and here is why. For those of you who don't know, our current place we have outgrown. It's a 2-bedroom, it's a condo, there's no backyard, there's not a 3rd bedroom for this baby, and we just need more space. We're literally like bursting at the seams here. So we started looking, and I looked for several months. We found the perfect home. I'm super excited to move into it. It's really beautiful. It's perfect for us. So we signed the lease. Awesome. So the only issue we had is that we had to rent our current place. Now, frankly, this was like the least of our concerns. Like, we didn't even give it much thought because we've got friends in this building, and they're like, oh my gosh, you put it up on Craigslist, and within like 24 hours, you get like 3 bids, and it's super easy. And they literally were renting it so quickly. So we thought it would be the same for us. So we put the place up in the end of July, and Mama's, there literally was like crickets for a couple of days where I was, and it got me kind of concerned a little bit, like, okay, like I thought this was supposed to happen really fast. And I'm like, okay, just chill out. Like maybe something will happen like in August. So August 1st came along, and still it was kind of slow. Well, finally we got 2 very interested people. One was a gal with a 3-year-old too, which was kind of fun. And she was very interested. So we actually sent her the application, and she was kind of busy putting that information together. Then a guy came and visited with his girlfriend, and he also seemed very interested. He wanted to come back with his parents to look at it. And so we were waiting to hear from those 2 people. Well, in the meantime, this other gal comes into the picture. And it was just such a gift from God, because she comes in and she just falls in love with the place, which is kind of what you want, because I love this place. And the other people, I mean, they were interested and they were doing some footwork around it, but it's like they just didn't seem like they wanted to close the deal. Where she was, she's like, oh my gosh, I love this. My stuff would fit perfect. This is awesome, and she's a single gal, and so this place is very spacious. So she's really excited about it, and it's really close to her work. So she's like, can I fill things out now? Can I just sit here and do the application? I'm like, hey, whoever signs the lease gets it, So we're, yeah, we can sit down and do this. So we literally sat down for like 2 hours. Poor little Griffey was like playing with Play-Doh and drawing. And the thing that was so sweet about it is I had to keep going upstairs to like print the lease and make copies of this and that. And Griffin and her were like totally playing. I mean, in fact, I don't think I can remember someone that he's been so open with so quickly. She just has a really sweet disposition. And anyway, so long story short, she signed the lease. We are totally good. I'm just like, praise God, because that would have been kind of a hard situation to have to pay 2 mortgages, and oh my gosh, it would have been really bad. So super, super grateful. Now I can actually line up movers, start packing, because I've kind of been in this freeze frame, like, are we really doing this? Like, is this really going to happen? Because if we can't find someone to rent this place, like, how is this going to work? So anyways, my nesting is now like going into high gear. I'm like, oh, I'm so excited. I'm like organizing. I want to just clean out a lot of clothes, jewelry, get my jewelry organized. If anyone has some good tips on how to organize jewelry, please share them with me. I've tried little boxes. I've tried things that you hang up. It just seems like nothing really works that well. So I would love to hear any tips on that. But yeah, so that nesting urge is really coming along, and I am just one happy gal. Spiritually, I'm feeling really supported. We are moving into this community in this area, and it's really not far from where we live now, but it just so happens, like within a mile of where we're moving to, there's like 6 couples from our church that live there. And I'm just like, what a gift, what a gift that is. So I was talking to one of the gals, and we're like, we should do a supper club. So we're going to do this, I think we're going to do it monthly at first and just see how it goes. A monthly supper club where it's kind of a potluck. You just all come, we rotate houses. And I just feel like it's going to be such a blessing to have more fellowship, and that's really, I think, what God is all up to, is just about getting intimate with people, getting to know them, caring about other people, and just getting close, So, and these people are like my people, you know what I mean? Like, we looked so long for a church, and I would go to all these churches, and I felt like I just didn't connect, like there was something that was just a little bit off. And we looked a really long time. We found this church, and these are just my people. I mean, like one of the guys, for example, is a filmmaker. Another guy is an author. Another guy is a drummer, So they're kind of like arty, just entrepreneur type people, which is kind of like how Mike and I mean, it's a good vibe fit. So it's really nice to like share these like personal passions and stuff like that and encourage each other in that way, but then also have this like, encourage each other with our faith and with our relationship with God. And it's just such a beautiful combination. So I just feel like it's totally God's plan. Like, I want you to be, connecting and be in fellowship and be in church, and it doesn't have to be within a church wall. It can just be within your community. So really looking forward to that. And that's pretty much it, mamas. So that's where I'm at week 25. Would love to hear from you. What's going on with you? Share with me, what week are you in, how you feeling. Even if you're not pregnant, you can still share what's up. Leave it in the comments below. And thanks as always for tuning in.